If you're a man over 60, this video could literally change your life. Prostate problems are becoming more common and more overlooked among older men. The crazy part? It's often not just about age. It's about daily habits that silently, slowly enlarge your prostate. Do you find yourself waking up at night to pee? Struggling to start or stop your stream? Feeling like you never fully empty your bladder? You're not alone, and you're not powerless. As a doctor, I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s reclaim their comfort and confidence without drugs or surgery. In this video, I'll walk you through 10 everyday habits that can secretly inflame your prostate. And yes, the number one habit is the most dangerous of all. Watch to the end and share this with someone who needs it. Your health might depend on it. Let's start with habit 10.
10. Ignoring thirst. You may not feel thirsty often, especially as you get older, but ignoring your body's need for water can quietly harm your prostate more than you think. As men age, it's common to reduce fluid intake, mainly to avoid frequent trips to the bathroom, especially at night. It seems like a smart move, right? Fewer bathroom breaks, better sleep. But in reality, this habit can silently damage your urinary system and slowly contribute to prostate enlargement. Here's why. When you don't drink enough water, your urine becomes more concentrated. That concentrated urine contains more waste, irritants, and acidic compounds. This irritates the bladder lining and sends stress signals to the surrounding tissues, especially the prostate, which sits directly beneath the bladder. Over time, this constant low-level irritation can lead to chronic inflammation, one of the key drivers of an enlarged prostate. But that's not all. Many seniors are on medications, such as diuretics, antihistamines, or blood pressure drugs that naturally cause dehydration. Combine that with reduced water intake, and the result is a double hit to your urinary system. Your body also becomes less efficient at detoxifying itself when dehydrated. This can lead to the buildup of waste products, putting even more pressure on the kidneys, bladder, and prostate. And here's something even more important. A dehydrated body weakens your immune response, making you more vulnerable to infections in the urinary tract or prostate gland. So what can you do? Drink small amounts of water regularly throughout the day, even if you don't feel thirsty. Thirst is not a reliable signal in older adults. Don't chug large amounts at once, especially in the evening. Instead, sip gradually from morning to early evening. Aim for clear or light yellow urine. That's a simple but effective way to monitor your hydration. Limit caffeine and alcohol. They both dehydrate the body further. If you're avoiding water just to skip a few bathroom trips, you might be setting yourself up for long-term discomfort. Hydration is not just about quenching thirst, it's a foundational step in protecting your prostate. Drinking enough water helps flush out toxins, reduce inflammation, keep the bladder calm, and minimize pressure on the prostate. So, the next time you think about skipping that glass of water, don't. It's one of the easiest, most powerful habits you can adopt today for lasting prostate health. Your body, your bladder, and your prostate will all thank you.
Number 9. Sitting for long hours. We all know sitting for too long isn't great, but did you know it can silently fuel prostate problems? As we age, many of us spend more time sitting, watching TV, driving, using the computer, or reading. While it may seem harmless, prolonged sitting can reduce blood flow to your pelvic region, causing increased pressure on the prostate gland. And when you sit for hours without moving, that pressure builds up and can lead to inflammation, pain, and urinary issues. The prostate is located just below the bladder and surrounds part of the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of your body. When you sit too long, especially on hard surfaces or with poor posture, you're literally compressing the prostate for extended periods. This impairs circulation, slows healing, and contributes to the progression of benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH,
a non-cancerous enlargement of the prostate. Let's break it down. What happens when you sit too long? Blood flow slows in the pelvic area. Waste removal from the tissues is reduced. Lymphatic drainage is impaired. Pressure on the prostate increases. Inflammation becomes chronic over time. This doesn't mean sitting is evil. It just means that sitting too much without breaks is harmful. The real problem is not the act of sitting itself, but the lack of movement. Your prostate, like every other part of your body, needs circulation to stay healthy. What can you do to fix this? Stand up and move around every 30 to 60 minutes, even for just 1 to 2 minutes. Try gentle stretching, especially hip and pelvic floor movements. If you work at a desk, consider a standing desk or ergonomic chair. Use a cushioned seat or donut pillow if sitting becomes uncomfortable. Include light physical activity in your day, like walking, yoga, or Tai Chi. Studies show that men who stay physically active have a significantly lower risk of prostate enlargement and urinary symptoms. Even simple changes like walking more often help your body reduce inflammation and boost circulation to the pelvic area. Remember, movement is medicine. Your prostate doesn't like being under pressure. When you move, you allow your body to heal, breathe, and function better, including your urinary and reproductive systems. So, the next time you find yourself parked in the same chair for hours, let that be a reminder. Stand up, not just for your back, but for your prostate too.
8. Drinking too much caffeine. That morning cup of coffee might feel like a lifesaver, but if you're having several cups a day, your prostate could be paying the price. Caffeine is one of the most widely consumed stimulants in the world, especially among older adults. While 1 cup of coffee or tea can boost alertness and mood, excessive caffeine can silently worsen your prostate issues, particularly if your prostate is already enlarged or irritated. Here's why. Caffeine is a natural diuretic, which means it increases urine production. This makes your bladder fill up faster and triggers more frequent urges to urinate. And when your bladder is constantly under pressure, that strain is passed down to your prostate, which sits directly underneath it. But that's not all. How does caffeine harm your prostate? It irritates the lining of the bladder and prostate, causing urgency and discomfort. It increases muscle tension around the bladder neck, making it harder to empty fully. It leads to residual urine, which promotes bacterial growth and inflammation. It can worsen incontinence, urgency, and nighttime urination, nocturia. Many seniors drink multiple cups of coffee, strong tea, or even energy drinks throughout the day without realizing the compounding effects. While the energy boost feels great, the toll it takes on your urinary system builds quietly over time. Imagine this. You drink coffee in the morning, tea in the afternoon, maybe even a soda with dinner. That's 3 separate caffeine hits, and your bladder doesn't get a break. If you're waking up multiple times at night or rushing to the bathroom during the day, caffeine may be part of the reason. What can you do instead? Limit your caffeine intake to 1 cup per day, preferably in the morning. Switch to decaffeinated coffee, herbal teas, or hot lemon water. Avoid caffeinated beverages after 2 p.m., especially if you have nighttime symptoms. Pay attention to hidden sources of caffeine, like chocolate, soda, and some medications. Track your symptoms after reducing caffeine. You may notice fewer urges and better sleep. You don't have to quit cold turkey. The goal is balance. Moderation allows you to enjoy your routine while reducing unnecessary pressure on your prostate. Remember, if you're constantly urinating, experiencing urgency, or waking up at night, the problem might not be aging. It could be your daily caffeine habit. Give your prostate the calm it needs by cutting back. Your bladder and prostate will thank you with fewer trips to the bathroom, better sleep, and more comfort throughout your day.
7. Eating spicy and processed foods daily. We all enjoy flavor, whether it's a fiery chili dish or a quick meal from the microwave. But if you're regularly eating spicy and heavily processed foods, you may unknowingly be creating the perfect storm for prostate irritation and enlargement. Let's break it down. Spicy foods. Spices like chili peppers, black pepper, hot sauces, and even some strong condiments may taste exciting, but they can increase inflammation in the body. That inflammation doesn't just affect your stomach or digestion, it also reaches your prostate, especially if it's already sensitive or enlarged. Many older adults report worsened burning sensations, urinary urgency, or discomfort after eating spicy foods. That's because these ingredients stimulate nerve endings and increase blood flow, sometimes leading to increased swelling in areas like the bladder and prostate. Processed foods. Now, let's talk about something even more common: processed foods. Canned soups, frozen dinners, fast food burgers, salty snacks, packaged meats, and ready-to-eat meals are often packed with preservatives, artificial flavors and colors, excess sodium, and unhealthy fats and sugars. These ingredients don't nourish your body, they aggravate it. A high intake of processed food leads to chronic inflammation, increased weight gain, and hormonal disruption, especially lowering testosterone and raising estrogen, which both directly affect the prostate. A diet high in salt also increases water retention, which puts extra pressure on your bladder and urinary tract, leading to more frequent urination and higher prostate stress. Imagine eating chips and hot wings regularly. Your taste buds might be thrilled, but your urinary system is working overtime, and your prostate may be suffering in silence. What can you do instead? Limit spicy meals to once or twice a week. Notice if symptoms improve. Reduce intake of packaged and processed foods. Cook fresh when possible. Choose anti-inflammatory options like leafy greens, like spinach and kale, berries like blueberries, strawberries, whole grains like brown rice or quinoa, healthy fats like avocados, olive oil, and walnuts. Read food labels. Avoid items with high sodium, MSG, or trans fats. And opt for natural herbs like turmeric, ginger, and basil for flavor without inflammation. Small changes can make a big difference. A delicious prostate-friendly diet doesn't mean giving up all the foods you love. It means choosing ingredients that fight inflammation, balance your hormones, and reduce urinary discomfort instead of fueling it.
6. Holding in urine. It might seem like no big deal. Maybe you're stuck in traffic, busy at work, or just don't feel like making a trip to the bathroom. But holding in your urine for too long can lead to serious health issues, especially when it comes to your prostate and urinary system. Let's understand why this everyday habit can have long-term consequences. What happens when you delay urination? Your bladder is a muscular organ designed to store urine until you're ready to release it. However, it's not meant to be stretched beyond capacity on a regular basis. When you constantly ignore the urge to urinate, you create pressure buildup in the bladder. Over time, this pressure can weaken bladder muscles, making it harder to empty fully, increase strain on the prostate, especially if it's already enlarged, cause incomplete bladder emptying, which raises the risk of infections. As men age, the prostate naturally grows. This growth can press against the urethra, the tube that carries urine from the bladder out of the body, making it harder to urinate. If you hold urine often, this adds even more pressure and can worsen prostate symptoms, such as difficulty starting urination, weak stream or dribbling, frequent nighttime urination, or a feeling of incomplete emptying. Risk of infections and complications. The longer urine stays in the bladder, the higher the chance for bacteria to multiply, which can lead to urinary tract infections, or UTIs, bladder inflammation, in severe cases, kidney infections, or bladder damage. This is especially risky for older men whose immune systems may not fight infections as effectively as before. What you should do instead. Don't wait more than 3 to 4 hours to urinate during the day. Respond promptly to the urge, even if it feels inconvenient. Empty your bladder completely each time. Don't rush. If you're going out or traveling, plan ahead for bathroom access.
Drink water regularly, but reduce fluids 1 to 2 hours before bed to minimize nighttime trips. Bonus tip: practice double voiding. After urinating, wait a few moments and try again. This helps make sure your bladder is fully emptied, reducing the risk of leftover urine irritating the prostate. Bottom line, holding in urine may feel harmless, but over time it weakens the bladder, increases infection risk, and worsens prostate symptoms. By simply listening to your body's natural signals and making urination a priority, you can protect your urinary health and support a healthier prostate.
5. Smoking or secondhand smoke. When people think about smoking, they often associate it with lung cancer or heart disease. But did you know that smoking and even secondhand smoke can negatively affect your prostate health too? This often overlooked connection can have serious consequences for older men. Let's break down how this harmful habit impacts your prostate and overall urinary health. How smoking affects the prostate. Cigarette smoke contains over 7,000 chemicals, many of which are toxic and carcinogenic. When inhaled, these substances enter the bloodstream and can damage tissues throughout the body, including the prostate. Here's how smoking harms the prostate. Increases inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a known contributor to prostate problems, including enlargement and even cancer. Reduces blood flow. Smoking narrows blood vessels, limiting oxygen and nutrient delivery to the prostate, which is vital for its function and healing. Raises risk of prostate cancer. Studies have shown that smokers are more likely to develop aggressive forms of prostate cancer, and they respond worse to treatment compared to non-smokers. Damages DNA. Long-term smoking can lead to mutations in prostate cells, increasing the risk of cancer development. The hidden danger of secondhand smoke. Even if you don't smoke, exposure to secondhand smoke can still impact your health. Breathing in toxic chemicals from other cigarettes may trigger inflammation in the urinary tract and prostate, increase your risk of bladder and prostate issues, worsen symptoms like frequent urination, urgency, or pelvic discomfort. This makes avoiding smoky environments important, especially for seniors looking to protect their health. What you can do instead. If you smoke, start the journey to quit. Even small steps, like reducing daily cigarettes or switching to nicotine patches, can help. Talk to your doctor about smoking cessation programs or medications. Avoid secondhand smoke. Choose smoke-free environments, especially indoors. Educate your family and friends about the risks of smoking around seniors or those with prostate concerns. The good news: the body begins to heal shortly after quitting smoking. Within weeks, blood flow improves, inflammation decreases, and the prostate starts functioning more efficiently. Over time, your risk of prostate cancer and other complications goes down, making every effort to quit truly worth it. 4. Skipping regular health screenings. Many men only think about their prostate when symptoms hit hard, when getting to the bathroom becomes a chore or pain starts settling in. But by then, you're often dealing with advanced prostate issues that are harder to treat. Why ignoring screenings is a big mistake. Prostate issues often develop silently. Problems like benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, or early-stage prostate cancer may not cause obvious symptoms until the condition is already advanced. The earlier they're detected, the smoother and safer the treatment. Early detection offers simpler solutions. Detecting prostate problems early through screenings, like a PSA blood test or a digital rectal exam, DRE, means you might avoid symptoms, reduce the need for medication, and even prevent invasive procedures. Screenings are quick and accessible. A PSA blood test is just a routine blood draw. A DRE takes only a couple of minutes. These are painless, quick, and often covered by insurance or national health programs. Skipping checkups means missing your window of opportunity. Once serious symptoms like urinary retention, infections, or significant enlargement appear, treatment becomes more complicated, sometimes involving surgeries, strong medications, and lifestyle disruptions. Better quality of life. Early prostate care means fewer nighttime trips, less urgency, fewer uncomfortable symptoms, and a smoother daily routine. It's not just about health, it's about preserving comfort and dignity. What you can do right now. 1. Schedule annual checkups with your GP or urologist once you hit age 50, or even earlier if you're at higher risk, family history, certain ethnic backgrounds, etc. 2. Discuss baseline PSA levels and track them over the years. PSA that's rising faster than normal may need follow-up. 3. Choose screenings that suit your preference, PSA, DRE, or both. Honesty and transparency with your doctor help tailor the best approach. 4. Don't wait for serious symptoms. A slight change in flow, frequency, or hesitation is worth reviewing. 5. Invite conversations. Encourage friends, brothers, or partners to get screened too. Prostate health should never be taboo. Skipping health screenings may seem like a time saver or a way to avoid awkward moments, but it can cost you comfort, options, and peace of mind down the line. Early detection often means easier treatment, fewer symptoms, and a lifestyle that remains uninterrupted. Your prostate and your future self will thank you for being proactive.
3. Eating too much red meat. Red meat, like beef, lamb, or processed meats such as bacon and sausages, has long been a staple in many diets. It's tasty, filling, and full of protein, but when eaten too frequently, especially in processed or fatty forms, red meat may become a hidden enemy to your prostate health. Why too much red meat can silently harm your prostate? Increases inflammation. Red meat, especially when cooked at high temperatures like grilling or frying, creates harmful compounds called heterocyclic amines and advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These contribute to chronic inflammation, which directly affects the prostate. Processed meats are even worse. Sausages, hot dogs, deli cuts, and cured meats often contain preservatives, nitrates, and excessive sodium, all of which disrupt your body's natural balance. These additives contribute to oxidative stress and hormonal imbalances, both linked to prostate enlargement. Saturated fats and hormone disruption. Red meat is high in saturated fats, which not only raise cholesterol, but may interfere with testosterone regulation. An imbalance between testosterone and estrogen is one of the major drivers of benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. Poor digestion in older age. As we age, our metabolism slows. Red meat is harder to digest and can lead to sluggish bowel movements, increased abdominal pressure, and even pelvic congestion, all of which indirectly stress the prostate. What should you do instead? Limit red meat to once or twice a week. You don't have to give it up completely, but treat it as a side dish, not the main course. Go for lean cuts and avoid charring the meat. Use healthier proteins. Include more fish, especially fatty ones like salmon, chicken, eggs, legumes, and plant-based protein sources like tofu, lentils, and beans. These foods are easier to digest and promote a better hormonal balance. Balance meals with anti-inflammatory foods. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, cruciferous veggies like broccoli, cabbage, berries, olive oil, turmeric, and nuts help neutralize inflammation and support prostate health. Watch your cooking method. Opt for baking, steaming, or stewing over grilling and frying. The cooking method matters just as much as the ingredient. Eating too much red meat isn't just a diet choice, it's a prostate health decision. Small changes in your plate today can lead to big improvements in urinary comfort, inflammation levels, and hormonal balance tomorrow. You don't have to go vegan, just go smarter. Your prostate is quietly hoping for a change.
2. Carrying too much belly fat. It's more than just a matter of looks. That extra belly fat isn't just sitting there quietly. It's actively working against your prostate health and overall hormonal balance. Why belly fat is dangerous for your prostate? Visceral fat is metabolically active. The fat stored deep in your abdomen, called visceral fat, isn't inert. It behaves like an organ, constantly releasing inflammatory chemicals and hormones that can throw your body out of balance. One key consequence? It contributes to chronic inflammation, a known driver of prostate enlargement, or BPH, and discomfort. Hormonal imbalances sneak in. Excess belly fat converts testosterone into estrogen using an enzyme called aromatase. This shift in hormone levels can lead to lower testosterone and higher estrogen, which plays a major role in prostate tissue overgrowth and reduced urinary flow. It increases insulin resistance and risk of diabetes. Belly fat is linked to metabolic syndrome, a group of conditions including high blood sugar, elevated cholesterol, and insulin resistance. These metabolic disturbances increase the risk of prostate inflammation, urinary retention, and lower urinary tract symptoms, or LUTS. It adds pressure to pelvic organs. A heavy midsection increases abdominal pressure, which can place mechanical stress on the bladder and prostate. This may worsen urinary urgency, weak stream, and the need for frequent nighttime urination. What can you do about it? Start moving. Even a little helps. You don't need to run marathons. A 30-minute walk daily, combined with light strength training 2 to 3 times per week, can burn belly fat and improve insulin sensitivity. Focus on fiber and whole foods. Replace white carbs and sugar with whole grains, leafy greens, legumes, and berries. These support gut health and reduce inflammation. Watch the sugary drinks and alcohol. One of the quickest ways to reduce belly fat is cutting out soda, sweetened drinks, and excessive alcohol, especially beer, which contributes to the dreaded beer belly. Get enough sleep and manage stress. Lack of sleep raises cortisol, a hormone that promotes belly fat storage. Practice relaxation techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or light stretching before bed. Belly fat isn't just about extra weight. It's a silent hormonal disruptor and inflammation generator that can directly worsen prostate problems. The good news? Losing just 5 to 10% of your body weight can lead to noticeable improvements in urinary flow, hormone balance, and long-term prostate comfort. Take it one healthy choice at a time.
1. Ignoring regular checkups. Let's be honest, no one likes going to the doctor. But when it comes to your prostate, what you don't know can hurt you. Skipping routine checkups is one of the most dangerous habits men over 50 can develop. Why this habit is risky? Prostate problems often develop silently. Benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, prostatitis, and even prostate cancer can progress without obvious symptoms until it's too late. Early stages may show up as minor urinary changes that are easy to ignore. Regular checkups help catch issues before they become serious. You miss early warning signs. A quick digital rectal exam, or DRE, and a PSA blood test, prostate-specific antigen, can reveal changes in your prostate size or activity years before symptoms arise. Early detection means less invasive treatment and a much better prognosis. Delaying care may lead to complications. Unchecked prostate issues can lead to urinary retention, frequent infections, bladder damage, or even kidney problems. These can often be avoided with simple, routine screenings. What you should do instead? Schedule your prostate exam every year after age 50, or earlier if you have a family history of prostate issues or are in a higher risk group such as African or Caribbean descent. Track your urinary health. Notice any of these symptoms. Don't ignore them. Weak stream, frequent nighttime urination, difficulty starting or stopping, pain or burning during urination. Ask about PSA testing. It's a simple blood test that provides crucial insight into your prostate health. While it's not perfect, it's one of the best tools available to catch problems early. Remember, your doctor isn't just someone you see when something goes wrong. They're your partner in preventing problems, especially when it comes to something as important and often overlooked as your prostate. You service your car regularly to keep it running. Why not do the same for your health? A 15-minute annual checkup could add years of comfort and peace of mind to your life. Don't let fear or busyness keep you from protecting your prostate. It's a small habit with life-changing benefits.
Now that you know the 10 everyday habits that may be silently harming your prostate, the question is, what will you change this week? Start small. Stay consistent. Drink more water. Walk more. Eat smarter. Your body can heal at any age. And remember, subscribe for more science-backed health tips. Like this video if you learned something valuable. Share it with friends, brothers, or dads who need it. Take care of your prostate, and it will take care of you.